Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about the one and only Turbo. Yesterday we had this summit event, but to be honest, the summit event was very short and not much came out of it. We did have some positive news that Trump said, but there was not too many posts to raid. It was only 20 minutes long, which was very surprising. I thought it was going to be much longer. So that was kind of a bummer in my opinion. I thought I was going to get so much more news out of that, so much more, so many posts to raid, but really wasn't anything that wow. It was only two things or three things that Trump said that was positive overall for crypto. We can see that we are on CoinMarketCap, ladies and gentlemen, and we're at 170 million volume. We are at 170 million market cap, 40 million volume. This is being recorded on a Saturday, so volume is always expected to be lower. When we go to Etherscan, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that we are still roughly around 53,000 holders. So we are flatlining a bit, but that's okay because Turbo's price is dropping, but it's not just Turbo, it is everything. Now there is actually some great news that has come out regarding Turbo, right? When we go onto the Turbo page, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that pretty much it says introducing Turbo Meme Bot. In collaboration with Turbo Token team for the meme community, we're delighted to launch AI-powered image and GIF generation bot for Turbo, bringing a whole new way to create memes and GIFs instantly. No design skills needed, just type your text and watch AI turn your words into viral images and GIFs. And we can see, right? We see if we open this up, right, we can see our boy chilling with all the ladies, him on a motorcycle. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely legendary. This is really cool. It's my first time seeing this, so oh, look at him. So the legend himself, ladies and gentlemen, the legend himself. So I'm going to be messing around with this. I'm going to see if there's anything cool I can create. So that is absolutely fantastic. We like to see that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, right, we have a new listing, right? We can see that Slex exchange has now listed Turbo. We are pleased to announce that Turbo, the winner of the 32nd round of the Slex community voting battle, has been listed and the spot trading pair is now open. So another exchange, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we like to see. 140,000 followers. So it's nothing super baby. It's actually a pretty big solid win. I know a lot of you guys are concerned about price, and I understand, but please know the whole market is just generally trending down, right? We've covered a lot of coins yesterday. We have been covering a lot of coins in general, and we can see that, the trend is generally down. Even though the higher time frame trend is up, the short-term trend is down. Now, you can see we have some stuff marked up for Turbo, right? We have some of these red lines. Like I was saying, we are getting consistent lower lows, ladies and gentlemen, and lower highs. And technical analysis does not lie, right? I would be lying to you if there was any indication that we're going to reverse. There were always some zones where we said, hey, there's a high probability of reversal, right? We had bias where we thought we're going to reverse. And even though it was looking solid, things came back down crashing. Now, part of it was due to the annoying gap. I genuinely do believe if we did not have this $85,000 gap, things would have been different. I genuinely believe if the timing was different, where if we would have pumped on Monday, if we would have had great news on Monday, right, there wouldn't have been this big opening gap that, happened from Sunday to pretty much Monday, ladies and gentlemen, right? Because you have to realize that the futures, they're not 24/7. They're not 24/7. So we can see very annoying, right? Because that did definitely put a wrench into our progress. And we still do have this gap, which technically this is good enough for a fill, but the market makers might want to completely fill it, right? We will dive into Bitcoin price action just very quickly because it is relevant for Turbo. It really is. At the end of the day, right, the way Bitcoin moves, that's how Turbo's going to move. So we can see that we are also creating lower highs on Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, which means Turbo is most likely going to follow. We can see we are on the 4-hour chart, and all we're doing is creating lower highs consistently, right? Even if we're to get a pullback to 90K, there's a great chance we close below like at 88K, and that's going to create a lower high, right? That is the reality. Now we do have some certain zones. I do think we are kind of having a trend line here. I do believe they will be wiped out. I do believe at the minimum we would bounce off of this area, but there's a chance that we do go lower for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is going to drop, that means everything else is going to drop, ladies and gentlemen. Also, this is very, very important. Ethereum has been sucking, right? Ethereum has been sucking. Compared to Solana, compared to BNB, compared to Bitcoin, compared to some of the other top dogs, Ethereum's literally the worst. I'm not even joking when I say this. Ethereum's literally the worst out of the top dogs. It has been really poor for us, and we are on the Ethereum chain, okay? Now, the good thing to take away is that we pumped extremely high despite Ethereum doing okay, right? Because Ethereum did get back to its relative all-time highs, but it never created new all-time highs. It never went above and beyond. It was never, holding that well, and it never held for that long either. And Turbo did very, very good. So the positive thing is to take away is that when altcoin season happens, when there's going to be more money, when we are going to recover, and when Ethereum will be in the spotlight, we will, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice pump and a nice recovery. I don't think this is the end for altcoin seasons. I don't think this is the end for crypto, ladies and gentlemen. I know there are tough times, especially when we look at the micro moves. All right, we have been pretty much bleeding consistently, I would say, pretty much since, let's just say, late December, right? Late December, anytime we have pumped, we have just generated lower highs, and then we crashed. Now, I do have these red lines marked up because when we go to the 4-hour, we can see that there's not much structure, right? Because I talk about there's a lot of imbalance here. So we can very, very well fall flat from 0.0026 down to 0.0019, right? Not much structure over here. So we are already below it, right? When we look at the green line, there's this green dotted line at 0.0024, and we are below one of the red lines. So, in event of a crash or event of a quick sell-off, Turbo can very, very well come back down to here very quickly. And that is just reality, right? There are no signs of any confirmation that we are going to be bullish. The beauty, I guess, the beauty and the negative of knowing technical analysis is that what's going to happen most of the time, right? If technical analysis is all about us reading it correctly and not using emotions and etc. And sometimes I wish I could just go back and erase, because then I could just use faith and hope. And even though I do have faith and hope for this coin longer term, in the short term, technical analysis is not going to lie. There's no suggestion that we will be reversing just yet. Something crazy would have to happen, something unorthodox. So yeah, that is just it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reality, that we most likely will be heading lower for the next coming days. We did say March most likely won't be anything that crazy, right? Because the 3-month candle has to close. But, the next 3-month candle of April, May, June could be very, very solid. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.